In this episode, we open one of the most enigmatic files in Balkan history, a hidden correspondence between Ali Pasha of Tepelena and the rising power of France. You will hear how French generals struggled to navigate the brutal politics of Epirus, how emissaries crossed the Ionian Sea with letters sealed in secrecy, how Napoleon himself reached out to the Pasha, a man feared by Istanbul, respected by Europe, and obeyed only through force. We will trace the rivalries of the Beys of Albania, the uneasy alliances with the Suliots, the Ottoman plans to contain Ali's ambition, and the delicate game France tried to play as it prepared its great expedition to Egypt. These are not legends. These are the real documents. The words, the motives, the hidden strategies of men who moved armies and rewrote borders. In the closing years of the 18th century, as the old Republic of Venice collapsed and the map of the Mediterranean was rewritten, France suddenly inherited a chain of islands it barely understood. Among them, Corfu, and beyond Corfu, a land of mountains, tribes, and an ambitious ruler who refused to be ignored. Albania, the gateway to Epirus, the land of Ali Pasha. The French arriving in Corfu expected merchants, minor beys, perhaps some frontier garrisons. What they found instead was a network of powerful fiefdoms, Janina, Berat, Delvina, each competing, yet all forced into the gravitational pull of a single man. Ali Pasha of Tepelena, a man the French would soon learn to fear and to court. Before France even appeared in the Ionian Sea, Ali had spent years climbing through intrigue, violence, and diplomacy. By 1788, he had become Pasha of Trikala. Soon after, Pasha of Janina. From there, he expanded relentlessly. Each conquered land strengthened his legend and sharpened his ambitions. Even the heroic clans of Epirus, Suliots, Himmeriots, Armatols found themselves pulled into his orbit. Some fought him with courage still remembered in Albanian songs. Others allied with him, out of admiration or fear. Ali used all of it. Friendship, treachery, marriage alliances, and hostage-taking. Whatever preserved his rise. When France took over from Venice in 1797, their need for supplies was immediate. The Ionian Islands depended on Epirus for food, timber, livestock, and safe passage. And Ali Pasha controlled it all. French generals extended their hands carefully. Ali smiled, but his smile was only a mask. He requested gunners, powder, boats for the Bay of Arda, even expert bombardiers to modernize his artillery. He also requested something more symbolic, the right to sail freely near Corfu, something Venice had denied him. For the French, every gesture mattered. To support Ali too much could provoke the Ottoman Empire, but to refuse him could cost them supplies and stability in the region. Ali Pasha's true aim was clear. He wanted to appear as a sovereign ruler dealing on equal terms with the West. He wanted recognition, not from Istanbul, but from Europe. Yet behind the scenes, the Ottoman Sultan grew suspicious. Ali Pasha's power was expanding too fast. His loyalty had become uncertain. Orders were sent that Ali must join the Ottoman army in a distant campaign, a move designed to drag him away from his growing base of power. Ali hesitated. He searched for ways to avoid obeying. He even offered a French general 10,000 men and enormous sums of money in exchange for French support against the Sultan's attempt to control him. The French hesitated. They knew Ali Pasha was brilliant, but they also knew he was unpredictable, a master of double alliances, and a man capable of betraying any side when it benefited him. One French diplomat warned, "This man is unlike any Muslim we know. He has the spirit of a wolf and the ambition of a prince. But even wolves have allies." And Ali Pasha saw in France a chance to counterbalance the Ottoman Empire. Meanwhile, in Janina, French agents and Albanian beys watched each other carefully. Some families sided with France. Others strengthened ties with Istanbul. All feared the same thing. Ali Pasha had become powerful enough to crush them if they miscalculated. In Berat, Ibrahim Bey, Ali's rival, forged alliances of his own. In Delvina, ancient families refused to recognize him. In Paramithia, proud clans claimed noble blood and rejected his authority. Ali Pasha was surrounded by enemies, but he turned each rivalry into an advantage. Soon, emissaries were sent to Corfu. Agas, captains, clan leaders, each trying to win French favor, each trying to position themselves between the coming clash of empires. France wanted stability. Ali wanted opportunity. The Ottomans wanted control. A storm was forming, and the first letters between Napoleon and Ali Pasha were about to cross the sea. Their diplomats and officers had begun to understand something unsettling. The political map of Epirus was not drawn by sultans, nor by empires, but by the ambitions of men, and the most ambitious among them was Ali Pasha. French officers soon learned that the beys of Albania were not simple provincial nobles. They were rivals, warlords, rulers of mountain fortresses and coastal towns, each one guarding his honor, land, and bloodline. Suli, Himera, Giricastra, Kardik, Zulit, all held pockets of autonomy, preserved through courage, isolation, and centuries of conflict. These were not territories that surrendered easily. They aligned only when survival demanded it. And in this fragile balance, Ali Pasha was slowly tightening his grip. Pashalarity Janines, Te Beratit, Te Delvins. All of them competed for these regions, sending emissaries to win over clans and village chiefs. It was a chessboard of alliances. Agai Margaritit, Hassan Kapari, Aliui Massacreus, Melek Gamaniza, Murto Arpiza, and the powerful Agalared of Kanaspal, Ibrahim Demi, and Daglevi. Each held influence. Each commanded fighters. Each claimed dignity inherited through generations. And all of them sent representatives to Corfu, because whoever secured the support of France, the new power in the Ionian Sea, would hold an advantage in the struggle that was coming. France had replaced Venice overnight, but Venice had left behind debts, rivalries, and promises. And now the French had to navigate a political maze built over centuries. General Gentili, sent to inspect the old Venetian possessions, met Ali Pasha on the ruins of ancient Buthrotum, a setting as symbolic as it was dangerous. For in that barren landscape stood a man eager to reshape Epirus in his own image. Ali was polite, curious, even charming, but behind each question lay a calculated test. He requested artillery experts, the right to sail freely in the Gulf of Arda, permission to station boats in the Straits of Corfu, and even hinted at taking Butrint for himself. The French listened, cautiously. They offered him only 2 artillery officers, a gesture that acknowledged his importance, but avoided provoking the Ottoman court. Yet Bonaparte saw potential. From Milan, he wrote back with clarity. Favor Ali Pasha when possible. Encourage his expansion. Let him become a powerful regional prince, so long as he remains friendly to France. To Napoleon, Ali Pasha was not merely a provincial leader. He was a strategic asset, a counterweight against the Sultan, a gateway to the Balkans. And so, more emissaries began to travel between Corfu and Janina. Among them was Nicolas Chabot, a French officer whose ambition exceeded his experience. Chabot tried to maneuver through the intricate politics of Epirus, sending messages, receiving envoys, attempting agreements. But he found himself entangled in intrigues he hardly understood. Ali Pasha sent his own trusted agents, Demetrius Basilius, Papas Dimitri, men loyal only to him, men who played diplomacy with a predator's instinct. Beneath these exchanges, Ali Pasha faced a personal crisis. The Ottoman Porte demanded that he join its campaign against Paswan Oglu, a rebel whose defiance had shaken the empire. Ali sensed a trap. If he obeyed, he risked weakening his power at home. If he refused, he risked the Sultan's wrath. Caught between 2 giants, Ottoman suspicion and French opportunity, he sought a way out. At one point, he even proposed something extraordinary, that France supply him with 10,000 soldiers and enough gold to defy the Sultan outright. Chabot was stunned. He realized Ali's loyalty came at a price far greater than France could pay. And so, reluctantly, he allowed Ali Pasha to join the Ottoman camp, accompanied by 2 French artillery officers. Ali departed Epirus, but his absence did not still the political storm. In Corfu, French officers continued their diplomatic mission, sometimes overstepping, sometimes improvising, always watched by both Istanbul and Janina. Talleyrand, the French minister, warned sharply, "Do not trust this man so easily. Ali Pasha is driven by ambition, and France may become a victim of his designs." But events were already moving faster than diplomacy. France prepared its great expedition to Egypt to distract the Ottomans. Agents were sent into Greece and Macedonia to stir unrest, to spread revolutionary ideas, to weaken the Sultan's control. And as part of this plan, Napoleon dispatched a message, a personal letter to Ali Pasha, carried by his aide-de-camp, Lavalette. The letter spoke with respect, with confidence, and with the promise of mutual advantage. Napoleon called Ali Pasha his esteemed friend and asked him to send a trusted man, a gesture Napoleon reserved only for those he considered political equals. But Ali was still away, far from Janina, locked in the long, fruitless siege of Widen. He would not receive the letter, not immediately, not when it mattered most. And so, the delicate thread between Napoleon and Ali Pasha remained suspended, uncertain, waiting for the moment their interests would collide. Meanwhile, back in Epirus, Ali Pasha's sons, Mudir and Veli, acting under their father's orders, began forging alliances of their own. They made peace with Delvina, with neighboring beys, and even with the Suliots, those fierce, mountain warriors who had resisted Ali for years. But this peace was not born from trust. It was born from necessity, because the Suliots, too, had begun receiving attention from the French commissioner in Corfu. Two rival powers were now courting the same mountain clan, and Epirus stood at the edge of a greater conflict. The story of Ali Pasha and Napoleon does not end here. What you have heard is only the beginning. The first letters, the first maneuvers, the first tremors of a larger struggle that will unfold across Epirus, the Ionian Sea, and the Ottoman Empire. More documents remain unopened. More secrets lie buried in the archives. Reports of betrayal, plans for invasion, shifting alliances, and the moment when the interests of Ali Pasha and France finally collide in open conflict. In our next episodes, we will follow the chain of letters that continue after this point, the battles, the conspiracies, and the remarkable transformation of a provincial warlord into one of the most feared rulers of the region. This file is not closed. The BlackFolder continues.